Hey everybody. Happy Sunday.
Time's up Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, everybody, I've lost my voice, as per usual.
How's it going, Ghost?
How's everybody doing?
How's it going, Pepper Westwood?
Try to the camera better.
I can scooch over some if it helps. How's it going, Hugo?
We don't have a lot of games tonight.
Yeah, just 5 games. Is the stream going to give indigestion? How could it do that?
Probably.
Yeah.
Hey, we're on Chess TV.
Hi, Chess TV. Hope you're all doing well. Why is it you have to play slow games to get your NM or CM? I'm finally strong enough to do so, but now I lack the patience for slow chess. Well, that's what you want to be a master in, right? You want to be a master in slow chess, so you got to play slow chess.
Yeah, you're probably not strong enough either. Taking your chess.com rating and applying it to your slow game probably isn't correct.
Bonarichi wants to play Entitled Tuesday. Well, then go get your NM title, and then you can play Entitled Tuesday.
Yeah. What you said.
Exactly. There's a slim chance you could become a Lee chess master and play Entitled Tuesday, but I doubt it. You know, maybe you could petition chess.com, say, hey, I'm a Lee chess master.
No, but he makes a fair point that you have to be good at slow chess so you can have the title to play in Blitz tournament.
Yeah.
Truth hurts.
Indeed.
All right, we can start.
All right, first game is from Sit Bear and or Hit Bear. Still yet to be confirmed. Sit Bear writes, my chess doesn't feature a ton of dynamic piece play like Hit Bear's, but I occasionally do more than just sit and wait. If there's one way I play aggressive chess, it's by pushing P. Okay. So the bird is the word. This is a game 90 plus 30 played in the American Open yesterday. Sit Bear is rated 1696 and his NN opponent is rated 1642. Okay, so we have a bird's opening. E6 looks okay. C5 looks strange to me, but I guess that's okay. E3, knight C6. Yeah, this is just a atypical sort of opening. Knight F6 gets the dubious mark, but I'm not sure why.
It's too normal.
It's too... How's it going, Leos? Okay, B3. A6 forcing white to take. Okay, good job. B takes. Bishop B2. Yeah, white's long-term strategic plan is to play against this bad bishop here. It's not a whole lot of good squares for it to go to. It might look like you could play A5, bishop A6, but I play C4, and that diagonal's not great. Okay, so D5. Castles, queen C7. D3 is a good move. Bishop D6. I guess what we could do is play rook F3 and look to get the rook over to G3. And that's probably going to deter black from castling. Got a lot of pressure down the G file. And we have this bishop here with its latent potential. How's it going, Bashab? What's up, Toast? Okay, but he plays knight D2. This gives black a moment to castle. But he chose A5. Now rook F3 is back on. And then Sit Bear goes crazy, pushing his G-pawn like Matt Larson.
Must be Hit Bear.
Yeah. Okay. H5 is a strange reaction. Just play G5. Yeah, very good. Now knight G8 is the best move. Tragic. He plays knight G4. Looks like I can take this pawn, and later I can take this pawn. Yeah, that's the correct pawn to take. Now bishop F6 is incredibly invasive. Yeah, very good. E5. This looks like a... That doesn't look like a chess.com annotation. It looks like Sit Bear put that there. Yeah, F5 is a good move. You close down this diagonal. You're ready to take this pawn. Rook H4. Yeah, G6 is a good plan. Dangerous pass pawn incoming. Oh, and it also attacks a rook. Yeah, that's the end of that. Yeah, white's just up too much material now. always sack the exchange. And then sit bear forces the queens off to simplify the position. And black's just not resigning. You could flick this in first. I guess you were worried about rook takes knight, but that doesn't matter. And your opponent did a lot of not resigning. And then he resigned. Nice game, Sit Bear.
Yeah, Sit Bear played well.
I enjoyed that game. How's it going, Joe Mama? Edenix, what's up? Edenix says he watched the Power of the Pawn lecture. And it was fitting.
I have to go to the bath.
Yeah, go for it. I'll hang out with the chat. Oh. So when I got here, we were watching the Buffalo Bills play the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the game was 3-7 Pittsburgh. And I asked Ben, is Buffalo winning? And at the time they weren't. And then they went on to win the game 26-7. I am not Richard Rapport, but I do I have long hair like Richard Rapport. What's up, Drunk Monk? I'm Pat. Flyfish81 on Discord, there's a channel, it's called PGN Viewer Analysis Sub Sunday. It looks like you're sub to the channel, so you can just post your game there. Thanks, Joe Mama. I appreciate it. How's it going, Dahmer66? What can you know about me? If you have questions, feel free to ask. Yeah, I'm not committed to any sports team either. My mother was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. So, if they play, I hope they do well for her. If you have long hair, you're either Jesus or Howard Stern. Howard Stern has pretty curly hair. I mean, it's long hair technically, but it's not like long in the sense of flowing hair. It's super curly. Did you say BGM sub Sunday? PGN. How much time to reach this length of hair? About a year. How tall am I? I'm 5'10". I could show you my guitars, but they're at my apartment. I don't bring them to Ben's house. Ben or Pat, would you say there are regional differences for FIDE rating versus strength? Would someone rated 1500 in Iraq be as strong as someone 1500 US? They're pretty proportional, I would say. The only rating inflation you're ever going to experience is if you're like online. Like chess.com ratings are inflated, Lichess ratings are inflated, maybe even more. To paint a clear picture, Hikaru Nakamura is rated like 3400 on chess.com. So that's some rating inflation.
You entertained the troops.
I did.
Okay, we can look at the next game.
All right, next game. All right, our next game is from Dja Vu 2. He writes, here's a 5-minute game from chess.com with an interesting ending. I guess I should, oops. Our hero is white. It's a 5-minute game. White's rated 1846 and black's rated 1970. Okay. It's a Karo-kan. It's the advanced variation with bishop f5. In the famous game Nimzovich-Capablanca, Nimzovich played bishop d3 and lost. So don't do that. Yeah, c3 is okay. I've been playing h4, g4 myself. I like the tall variation. c3 is fine. Okay, e6. Hey, he did the thing I said not to do. Bishop d3 is okay, but this is your good bishop, so you can trade it, but usually you wait to trade it. Okay, so this is just an improved French defense because black doesn't have the bad bishop on c8. Knight f3, knight c6, castles, queen b6. Yeah, your move makes sense because I guess the queen has pressure here, but it is a weakening move, and just want to explore this variation real quick. This is what the engine's recommending. Yeah, because now it says the top move is bishop f8. Always play bishop f8. If bishop e7, then a4, and we get our pawns going over here on the queen side. And we defend our b pawn that way. We can tie this up with bishop e3. So that would have been a more energetic way to play. Okay, but b3, trade on d4. Rook c8's logical. Bishop d2 is probably not the best square for the bishop. Knight b4 could be played here. Plays knight ge7. Knight c3. Knight f5, and now we have overworked tactics. Can anyone in the chat find the relatively simple tactic here for white? Doesn't win, but you know, it is a tactic that's playable. How's it going, Ferrari? What's better, the Trompovsky or London, or do they both suck? They're about the same, I think. Probably the London, because it's more universally applicable. It's a system opening, so you can play it against anything. The Trompovsky requires black to play knight f6. Yeah, the chat is correct. A knight takes pawn. Knight takes d5. Pawn can't defend this and this at the same time. It looks like our hero missed that. Plays knight e2. Okay, bishop b4. Rook a d1, or sorry, rook f d1. Castles, a3. Yeah, suddenly the position's pretty boring. Rook c6. Yeah, g4 is good. Knight g5 is what Daniel Naroditsky would call one-move-itis. Knight g6 here is a good move. You could storm your pawns up like this. Okay, that's what happens. Queen h3, threatening checkmate. This is like hope chess, right? Like, I hope he doesn't see this coordination. Yeah, after h6 and you move your knight away, now your queen is no longer defending your b pawn, which wasn't taken. Yeah, I don't see any way to exploit this pin.
What if I play,
rook here, and then the brilliant knight c1. It says your queen's bad, and you should feel bad.
Yeah.
That's hard to see. Okay, g5. Knight takes b3, only now. Yeah. Black could actually take here. It says that's winning. And if we take the queen, suddenly we can take this. Queen recaptures and we have lots of attack now. King g2, knight h4. And I'm gonna take the queen and your rook's attacked. Oh, is that what happened? That's what happened. Ah, but he decided to take the rook back instead of playing rook check.
Yeah, he didn't see rook check.
Yeah, he didn't see rook check. Okay. h7 check. Ah, you want to take this. Okay. Alright, takes. This does open the F file though, so rook f8, rook b2, lots of pressure. Okay, queen d7, knight h4.
Pretty interesting for a 5-minute game.
Yeah, I think so too. Rook b2 ends up being a mistake. I'll play knight g6 here. Attack, get rid of this f pawn. I think the f pawn's just indefensible. Yeah. Okay, but now rook b2. Queen e7 forks the rook and the knight. You play king f1.
Always play king f1.
Yeah. And knight g6, queen takes pawn. Ah. So black plays for, I'm guessing, well, maybe it's not time pressure. Maybe he just missed queen h3 check to get out of the fork.
There's still the fork with the queen on h3.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But it's perpetual.
Ah. Okay, that's how the game ended. Okay. Nice save.
Yeah, white was in trouble a lot of that game.
Yes.
Yeah, if black had played rook c1 check, then I think
Yeah, that
black
would have.
won.
Yeah, rook c1 and then knight h4. Trying not to learn. I've never seen that username before. What's up, trying not to learn? How's it going, 9?
Trying not to learn is a moderator.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's trying to learn.
Yeah, it's probably trying to learn. He changed his name. Why do people play the Catalan to separate themselves from the rest? Wait, is there a joke there? Maybe I don't get it.
I don't know why my stream keeps losing frames.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
I don't know why I run a hard wire.
Yeah. It might not be an internet issue.
Type in speed test. That's not good download.
Oh, it isn't. Okay, yeah. Guess it is an internet issue.
Upload's not good either. Yeah, Karen's not streaming upstairs, but she's
No.
using the internet, but that doesn't matter.
Should we let her know?
It could be the kids.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do internet intensive stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's go to another one.
Let's do it. Next game is from Ferrari. Hi, Ben and Pat. I just played 3-minute Blitz and it went very long. This game is one of the reasons I prefer Bullet over Blitz. The accuracy is in longer games so important, which I sadly don't accomplish well. When I play and think longer, usually the move isn't better than just move by intuition. Actually thought it's winnable, but the pressure in the end game was high. I hope I can get some nice insight and comments out of it. Enjoy and have a nice Sunday stream. Thanks, Ferrari. Okay, our hero is Black. And his opponent is rated 2411 against 2368. And this is a 3-minute game, no increment. So far, so good. G5 is aggressive. C3 solid. Bishop G7, H3. B6 is fine. Probably white should look to play Queen E2 and Bishop A6. Trade this bishop off. It's going to be quite active on this diagonal. Oop, not that diagonal, that diagonal. Rook C1 is weird because it doesn't look like the C file is going to open up anytime soon. Should be 784. Yeah, this is going to tie in well, tie in nicely with F5, and it's going to look like the first game that we looked at, where white had a bishop on B2 on the long diagonal, exerting pressure on white's king side, or black's king side.
Rook D8's a funny move.
Yeah, when you castle queen side instead. Ferrari, did you intend to castle queenside, but you accidentally played rook d8? Yeah, now the king doesn't... The king's basically stuck here. Maybe that doesn't matter right now. But
I guess he wanted to play C5 and he wanted to defend the D6 pawn. That's why he played.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're not going to gun for c5 if you castle queenside, I guess. Okay. Battery on the diagonal. So f5 is a good move. It's just a really good position for black. Two bishops, better control of the center. E4. That's a big square to give up on F4 here. I played pawn F4 instead of knight F4. That's fine. Knight H2. I don't have a lot to say about white's position. White isn't doing very much. And then suddenly white is up a pawn. So G4 is okay. Yeah, okay, the moves the engine wants to play are weird. Bishop C8, King H8. King H8 I kind of understand. Get the rook here. Yeah. Rook df8 looks very human. The engine doesn't like it. I'm just going to explore this for a second. So knight f3, rook h6. We're getting to f5. Always play knight f5. And this bishop's on a nice diagonal. Queen's opposite the king. He played queen e2. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on anymore. It looks like black's really active, but this bishop's blocked by the pawn. The knight's pinned, and black doesn't have a lot of coordination. And I'm a big fan of getting this knight to f5, if allowed. Never do that. Yeah, now the knight can't get to f5. So this is just a random 3-minute game. Not a whole lot going on anymore. Yeah, your rook was defending your d-pawn. Now we can play knight c4 and hit this, and then hit it again. Am I following the game? I am following the game. Okay, bishop a6. So white should just get out of the pin. Queen d2 or queen d3. A4 prepares b5 to get out of the pin.
Boy, black plays rook d8 to f8 a lot.
He does. Yeah, suddenly this position's really good for white. White's just playing against the backward pawn and has really good pieces. Always sack the exchange.
Engine recommended.
Yeah. Okay, we take back.
Thanks, Snake Oil Scrub.
Oh. Snake Oil Scrub subscribed to tier 1 for 83 months. Yeah, white should play knight takes d6 because that prepares knight f5 with advantage. And it wants to defend that with knight d4. Yeah, it's pretty crushing. Okay, but he played rook takes, and then black never played f3. Now black can play knight f4. There's been a lot of knight.
Yeah, it doesn't
f5.
like g takes f3.
Yeah. Queen takes was a bit better. Rook f8 and queen g3, hitting this. Ferrari, you're sacking the exchange too much. It is always sack the exchange. That's the rule.
Well, that was a rook.
Yeah, but you can take with the knight, right?
But he didn't sack the
Oh, he
exchange.
didn't sack the exchange. He's just trading.
Took a rook.
Oh,
But you shouldn't do it.
yeah. Finally, the knife gets to f5. And it gets taken. Darn. Yeah, white's up too much material here, and yeah, okay. It is a 3-minute game though, so you have chances to win on time. I think something was missed here. Yeah, white shouldn't trade queens. He just has rook g6 and queen g7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so trade queens, and then we get this endgame where white's still completely winning, up too many pawns. Just kind of scrolling through to see if we miss anything. Doesn't look like it. White's just getting his pawns going. White has the 2 bishops. And then mate.
Very suspicious.
Yeah. I have to go back and see, people are asking what the turning point was. So this position is really good for black. Black has 2 bishops, more pawns in the center, and every black piece is better than every white piece.
The black shouldn't play f4.
Yeah, that's correct.
Black should play knight
Knight f4.
And black played g4 and sacrificed a pawn.
Yep. So this position's still pretty good for black. Yeah, so f3, because we really want this knight on the f4 square. g4 is playable, but the way you have to follow it up is kind of not human, in my opinion. It says bishop f6 is strong. And then it changes its mind. Bishop a2, bishop c8. Yeah, it just doesn't want you to sack the pawn. Yeah, so in this position, play knight f4. That's good for black. And this position, don't sack your pawn. Sack this pawn. Or play queen f7. I don't think white outplayed black the entire game. Black had a good opening, but blundered. Joanna Tries is rating with a party of 7. Thank you. Hope you had a good stream.
Thanks, Joanna.
Thanks, Tensor Extension, for the shout out. Also, hello, Tensor Extension. How you been? Joanna tries writes, I've been watching your YouTube videos to learn. They are good YouTube videos. And there's lots of them. Alright, our next game is from Bonarichi. In the Flesh. Bonarichi writes, I didn't remember playing this game, and to my surprise, I played quite well. Until move 35, and then again on move 36. I wonder if I was in time trouble. Back in the day, you reached this thing called time control at move 40. We also used mechanical clocks made out of wood and brass, and wore onions on our belts.
Which was the style at the time.
Yeah, that's pretty old. You didn't have digital clocks in 1993? It seems... maybe. Okay, our hero is white. And there are no ratings. E4 best by test. It's a French defense. And they're just playing a mainline Winnower. So that's good. Queen c7 I've seen before. The idea is after queen g4, black wants to play f5, but it's arguable if that's good. It's probably still better for white. And yeah, so queen g4, f5 allows the queen to defend g7. Okay, I guess not. He played f6.
Never play f6.
Yeah, never play f6. f5 is the move I've seen before, but after queen g3, this bishop's quite bad. Okay, f6. He played queen g3 anyway. Okay, that's good. Queen g3 defends the c3 square to stop queen c3 and forking all the pieces. And black's going crazy. Pushing all the pawns. Yeah, Bonarichi, you're playing great. No complaints. h4, bishop d7. Bonarichi's just slowly improving his position. I can't really suggest a better way for white to play. This is really good. Rook b6 is good. I'm a little worried about your queen getting trapped now. So you gotta move this out of the way. Yeah, that's what he did. Queen a5. Yeah, just bishop e2, I don't know if I understand.
He wants to pressure the h5 pawn.
Ah, yeah, okay. Gotcha. Does black have to play f4 there? And no. I don't know what I'm talking about. I wanted to play f4, knight f5. Okay. Ah, that's what he did. Oh, that's a cool defense. That move I didn't expect. So knight f5 is the best move, but knight h8 is also playable, which allows the queen to defend like this. But knight h8 is awful. And the queen can come back here and attack this. I recently watched a video you did on Judith Polgar that lit such an appreciation for her, I immediately bought a t-shirt with her on it. That's cool. Thanks, Ben. Always sacrifice the exchange. Very good. Oh, I know. I'm guessing time trouble because it's not move 40 yet. Yeah, Bonarichi has a completely winning position here with queen g8, king g6, and then rook b7. After knight g5, now black can take this. And queen takes ends up being a big blunder. Yeah, that's a lot of attack. c3. Yep, that's hard to stop. Too much attack now. And black's king is surprisingly safe. No checks to speak of.
This reminds me of a game I lost to Larry Christensen.
Yeah.
In the 1994 U.S. Championship in Key West. Or was it 93? That was one of them.
It's the same year. You played August 1st, 1993.
Yeah.
What happened in that game?
I was mating him and instead I got mated. It was like this.
Yeah.
It was similar.
How good was Larry Christensen at his peak?
He was the top 30 in the world.
Yeah, that's what. That was a great game, Bonarichi. You were playing great, and then in time trouble, you played knight g5 check. I think you still had a chance to save the game, though, after that. Yeah, position's still equal. Or no, actually, no, it's changing its mind. I thought it was equal. Wants you to play bishop takes so that you can use your queen and rook to harass the king, I guess. I guess after queen takes, you don't really have an attack on black's king.
Yeah, that was unfortunate because you played better than him.
Mm-hmm. I agree. All right, we got one more game to look at, chat.
But whose game is it?
It's my game.
Oh.
All right, I've got the white pieces. It's against my favorite opponent, Shredder. And Shredder's rated 2100. That loss must not have been painful because I don't remember it. I mean, you play great, so a learning experience nonetheless, I think. All right. So offbeat variation of the Sicilian. It's just going to transpose back into a regular Sicilian because I don't play e5 here. Maybe I should, because there's a famous game Paul Carra's played against Winter, I think, where he got this position. He just blew his opponent off the board. Black didn't play well that game.
Now is the winter of our discontent.
Yeah. Okay, so we get right into a rouser. Or a Richter rouser. A6 is, I think, becoming one of the main moves alongside bishop e7. Black can go for a setup with bishop d7, rook c8. I've seen that before. Castles, and then queen b6 kind of goes against what the standard move order that I'm aware of. I played knight b3, bishop e7, and then f3, because I'm going to play bishop e3 to get a tempo on the queen, and then storm my pawns like so.
Like Wesley so?
Yeah, I was going to say that. I was going to say like Wesley so. Okay, castles, bishop e3, queen c7, g4. Here comes the attack. Although the engine doesn't like how I'm playing for some reason, but this is what I know. Okay, g5, knight d7, h4, knight ce5. And here I think I had bad judgment. F4, I was expecting knight g4, and against knight g4 I was prepared to play bishop g1. But b4 comes, and then I have to find a really, I mean, it's not a move that I would ever consider. If I move my knight away, then bishop b7, and there's lots of pressure on my center. For example, this pawn's attacked, so knight g3, and then knight c5. And black is slightly better now. Carry it out a little further, queen e2 attacks the knight. Takes check, a takes, rook fc8. Which defends the knight indirectly because of queen c2 checkmate. So black would be a little bit better there. But my opponent played knight c4. And there's only one good move, you gotta take it. Takes back, and then knight d4.
The engine doesn't like him taking with a pawn.
Yeah, I should take with a queen. I'm not sure what I would have done here. I actually expected pawn takes, because in the long term...
Yeah, pawn takes seems scarier.
Yeah, rook b8, queen b7. Okay, rook b8, f5. I briefly considered knife f5 with the idea it takes knight d4, or knight d5, but then queen d8. I don't really have anything there. So I played f5. I want this pawn to flinch so I can get my knight to d5. That's a good square. I also want to play f6. Okay, queen b7, threatening mate, so b3. Takes. Knight c5 and then f6. Gotta rip open that king. Pepega from New Jersey, that's correct.
The engine says black should play bishop d7.
Yeah, that's not good. Bishop d8, I take here. King takes g6, and the king's getting ripped open here. So he took. Now I have the G file. Takes back. Rook G1. I played Bishop H6. I took a long time here though, because I was wondering. I'm trying to remember what I was thinking. Bishop H6. I was wondering what happens if knight takes E4. I can take and just take the rook. That doesn't seem like it's in the spirit of what I want to do, though. I was playing for a mating attack. But it turns out Queen F4 is pretty strong here. Take the knight and then take on F6, if allowed. Okay, opponent plays Rook G8. And it's forced mate. Take. Bring the rook over. And then Queen G2. And then mate.
Yeah, that was a nice game.
Thank you.
Not as good as Ferrari's game.
Yeah, Ferrari's game was
close.
Yeah.
What kind of time control is it when you
It
play
was,
Shredder?
15 plus 10.
Well, that's pretty fast.
Yeah. You have black in these positions all the time, right?
No.
No? You play this opening. But you don't play Queen B6.
I don't play Queen B6.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't play the way black played.
Yeah.
This looks good for white.
See, now
Although what I do is also very good for white. I don't play Rouser very well with black.
Do you play Bishop E7?
No, I play H6
Oh, you play H6?
after A6. But yeah, I don't play the opening very well. I get a bad position.
That's fair. Surprised it wants to play Bishop E3.
The main line nowadays is knight takes C6, Bishop F4.
Oh, okay. Bishop E2, Bishop...
Yeah, I play
Yeah.
Bishop E7, but Bishop B4 is another move.
Bishop E7 seems pretty solid.
Yeah, this is better for white.
Yeah. I guess the problem is this bishop. Well. Well, that's all the games we have, everybody. This was good. How's it going, man with head of dog? Looking forward to it, Toast.
Can you raid Le Feng Hua?
Yep. Good.
Mm-hmm.